Hey guys, today I want to talk about the Outerplane PvP tier list, and it is of course highly influenced by my own experience, so keep that in mind. My own experience is highly influenced by the arena ranking list right now, in which I'm also included, and you'll see the same heroes over and over, right? So you always see a lot of Valentines, a lot of trials. Cindy appears, Win appears, Noah appears, Veronica appears, and even Saren here and then. One Rona is also here, right? We have a Rona, and you see a Leo, a few Leos. As you can see, while we have a lot of different units, the meta is still kinda limited, and in some cases interesting, right? So let's be real and just talk about the core meta and why it is like it is. So I will go over now to what's called the tier list, right? This is still later. This is the current tier list I came with when I'm talking about PvP. The important part to understand is that Valentine and Tayo are basically in nearly every team, and the main reason I think Valentine is not in every team is because of Tayo. Because Valentine kinda counters herself, right? When a Tayo is there. So the reason why they are on the top is because they are like in every team and they are most likely to stay in the team. Because you need Tayo to be to fight Valentine, and Valentine itself enables your own team while disables the enemy team. I mean, with pushing your team forward in front of the enemy team, you will do the first turn and you win, right? So I think for many people the more interesting part is why Stella, Sigma and Eliza are here, right? And Noah not in SS. And the reason is very simple. The reason is, thank you for Nexus, for the network, for doing all this stuff. The max hero status is what I'm talking about. And here you can see Valentine, Stella, Sigma and Win all have the highest speed, right? So, no, Win not. Sorry, Win is not. I was surprised. Eliza, Valentine, Stella and Sigma. Win of course not. I was like, why am I saying Win? So, and that's the reason why they are so important. Not this month where we don't have the best gear, where we can easily outgear other enemies, but as soon we hit the end game or we are getting closer to max speed, the units with the top speed will outshine most other units, because all that matters right now is being first turn and not missing the enemy, right? And because everyone has a Noah build, they're still utilizing Noah, right? But Noah, speed-wise, lags behind. She's not even in the second tier, she's like 2 levels below in terms of speed, at 134. So important to understand is that while Noah is utilized heavily right now because she's the best damage dealer, or at least she's the most, I don't know, she's so OP, okay? I don't want to talk about it now. And because of that, everyone has Noah, not everyone has the best speed. That's the reason why Noah is kind of relevant. And I think so to some degree Cindy too. Cindy has another usage, which I didn't understand last time when I made the tier list, but I understand it fully now. And as I said, those 4 are for speed. Theo is the counter Valentine, and Cindy is for accuracy buff. The accuracy buff is actually really strong, right? Let's check it here. The accuracy buff is later for, I think, 2 turns, yeah? And it gives your whole team the ability to not miss the target, right? And that's the important part. That's the reason why people use Cindy. Because I experienced myself, I lost a lot of fights because I couldn't hit the enemy Noah. For whatever reason, right? Because I was first turn, but I missed Noah, the enemy Noah with my Win, and then it's their turn, right? Because let's be real, I have speed 277 on Valentine. I go always first currently. I have 219 on Noah. Here mostly always goes first, goes second. And here Win with 206 goes third, right? Their damage is not amazing. I'm on speed gear and so on, but still I should be able, and I am able to kill the enemies, but not when I miss, because when Noah misses, she deals nearly no damage. It's the same for Win, right? And that is why our beloved Cindy is also very high up in the list. She will, I'm not sure if she will be in 2 months here, but for now she is. Veronica, I don't have her, but I had a big issue with her. And that is, it's twofold. First of all, what makes Noah interesting is she has a team invasion built in. That means you can get up to 6% team invasion for free if you have a lot of stars on her. And like I said, if you miss your abilities when you go first, you lose, right? It's as simple as that. Especially when your Noah or Ren cannot one-shot, when they still need a bit of damage. And there are Veronicas who are completely able to one-shot my team, right? It's crazy. Some Veronicas deal not that much of damage, but they are super durable, so they can even survive if they miss one time, if you miss one time. But they scale so well on damage to ultimate, if she ever gets a turn, she will not only protect your team with your strongest unit with a barrier, right? Strongest unit, okay, but it often applies to Noah, right? And when Noah gets a barrier, which is basically over half a HP pool, like you see only a blue bar, then it's very hard to win. And this ultimate deals way too much damage, right? I didn't even read the remove one buff on the target, it deals way too much damage. Veronica will probably be one of the most important pieces when the meta is not about speed anymore. Because of her, like I said in the other tier list, she has an extremely good kit. So let's move on. Noah, like I said, incredible DPS. Some will say she belongs in SS, but like I said, it's very, very likely when we get full speed gear that we get a full speed meta lineup, which consists of Valentine, Stella, Sigma, and Eliza. Like if all your units go first, you don't give a damn, right? If you have 4 damage dealer going first because they all have 138 speed, well, sorry, 154. If they all have this kind of speed, right, then the enemy will never get a turn. And that's why everything is right now as it is. And Noah will probably in the speed meta not survive, right? Because it's all about going first, and Noah is too slow for that. Noah will fall off next month, I think, when everyone can outspeed her. I mean, Sigma is free, Valentine is from the selective banner, from the wait up banner. Eliza is not so hard to get, it's random. Eliza, Stella is very hard to get, of course, but as soon as few people have those 4, I think it will be very stale. You might get away with 3 units and Tayo to counter the Valentine, but other than that, those 4 units, keep a watch on them. Now let's talk about Win. Win is as fast as Noah, and she deals less damage. S2 and S3 are kinda lackluster. Like, the S1 deals relatively high damage for S1 and the priority is really nice. The S3 tells you something about advantage damage, blah, 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 but it doesn't deal more damage than other S2s, right? It's a good reset cooldown. She will always basically have a area of attack, but it's like the ultimate makes more damage than the S2, and the ultimate deals a bit more damage than Noah's ultimate, but less than Noah's Noah's passive, basically, right? And that's the problem. The thing is, with Rin is that she's still better than most other DPS units right now, like Maxwell and Rin. Eliza was fast, but not built for most people yet. I'm not sure yet. Like, the advantage of Rin is right now that she is new and she deals high damage and she's on the same speed level like Noah. But like I said, I think she will fall off like Noah will, and yeah, we will have more of those units. Saren, I have her an A mostly because we saw people using her in Arena. I had never a problem against the Saren, and it's the meta is still too fast from my point of view. Instead of a unit surviving, I rather want a unit that deals damage right now. This might change, we will have to see it. So not much to talk about her. Leo, very interesting. Some people utilize him. I'm not sure if he will survive when more speed gears out. But Leo deals also like he deals not as much damage as Veronica, but his invulnerability secures that the teams, the units that survive, will get another turn. So it's hard to say. I'm not convinced yet for Leo. I'm not convinced about Leo yet. We saw also Rona in the Azure arena. So I think they both will fall off. But for now, I can't put them lower out of respect for the players who are using them. Yeah, now we have this girl, Edith, or what's her name? Edith. And of course, she is not the fastest unit, but she has, of course, the strongest counter currently available for Master Pass. And that's up to 60% counter attack chance, and she scales on defense. And this is of course very strong because her damage is proportional to her defense. She can increase her own defense. So if we see meta slowing down, I think she will be a big part of it. She can deal with Veronica with her green element, I guess. It's hard to see, it's theoretical, but I think it's not impossible. Like, let's see where the meta is in 2 months, right? And yeah, good, but not in speed meta. Alpha, super overloaded kit, but she's slow. By the time she is relevant, your team is already dead. Francesca, also not the fastest, but not the slowest too. Let's see, Francesca is 1v4. And yeah, this is all the other options have the same issue. La Place, I think, is too high placed here. But that must be left seen. I think she will get better with time when the barrier becomes relevant. When her S3 deals good damage. If you can kill one and get an extra turn, right? It's very nice. But it's for Cleave meta, she's not good enough. For that, she's too slow. Same with Max for Cleave meta, not fast enough. Rona could become relevant with Veronica and Edith later. I don't know. Like I said. Vera, just because I have nightmares of her, because she deals so much damage. And this unit's actually potential, but I'm not willing to test it. I'm not willing to use my resources right now to test it. Wade has the strongest EE, exclusive equipment. EE stands for exclusive equipment, of course. And let's check if I find it. Am I blind? Of course I'm blind, but how blind am I? Ha! Super blind. Let's go up. Yeah, blindness is not a good thing. Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, when an enemy is inflicted with bleeding at the end of their turn, increase the priority of the wearer by 70%. Right, this is crazy. Like, if you get applied on 2 units like the bleed effect, she will get so many turns, she will recycle so fast. This is crazy. I think there's a lot of potential in Babe, but not in this meta. She's too slow and the damage is needs setup, right? And with bleed we get the setup. So let's see. The same with Narukan. Narukan can get up to 3 turns, I think, in vulnerability. This is extremely interesting. You can reduce the skill cooldown to 5 and have a duration of 3, right? So this is crazy. I think there's also a lot of potential in her, but I'm not sure yet how to use her. And I think if you want to use her, you definitely want the EE, right? Which allows you to reset itself if it kills an enemy. It depends on the damage. I think her damage is decent, and her invulnerability is absolutely annoying, but she seems to me more like a real-time arena unit from Epic 7, which can counter a whole team, but not in the automatic battles we have right now. So let's keep watching. Yeah, Snow needs EE. I'm absolutely for it, because I think she has a lot of potential. She's not the slowest. She's kinda fast. No, I think it's a third fastest, 133. And yeah, her ultimate is kinda like, it's the same as Valentine's, but it scales of speed. It deals lower damage, it needs speed basically. And this one can freeze, which is always nice on a S2. With Wars it becomes more reliable and stronger, which will not happen right now in Arena. S1, whatever. But if you get the Frostbow, the Celestial, I can't pronounce it, you have a 30% chance to inflict frozen when you use your ultimate, right? And this is actually kinda super cool and could make a change in a bit slower metas, right? When you can freeze the enemy and when if you're lucky you get 2 or 3 freezes out, and that can single-handedly win the game. So this is also a unit I will keep in mind for the future. And yeah, Orox, I thought he was trash. Last time I said keep the finger off of him. But after I read his EE, I realized I'm stupid. Because it can increase the chance to counterattack, right? And it also reduces water damage take. So you can get up to 50% up to a 50% chance to counterattack via the EE. And his first skill attacks all enemies, right? And is proportional to your health. So he could also become part of the counter meta after the speed meta, if the speed meta ever goes away. So yeah, I talked now about my points, right? I mean, I could talk about Dolly, but the problem applies with all of them. The meta right now is too fast. Yeah? And with these units, same problem, meta applies too fast and they do nothing special that makes them stand out. I mean, Pesket is very, very fast. You could think about him. But like I said, the meta must not, there must be, as long as speed is king, this is basically the meta that will slowly form with some A tier units and S tier units falling off. And I don't see any units going up soon. So let's see what the next characters bring to the table, right? So with that out of the way, I think that's kinda it. I hope that I can climb higher, and we will see, because I'm not free to play. I should be able to push higher, but the problem is they have so many points. I think they refresh, or they started earlier to climb. I was lazy before reset, and yeah. If the meta changes, I think I will do this every week and you will find more out. I wish you very good luck with your pulls. Get the Stellars, guys. And also, if you're on Azure 1, I will in a few minutes create a guild for Azure 1. Because most Azure 1 guilds are not in Discord. So if you're on Azure 1 and interested, talk to me. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you all a good time. Bye.